Hello guys, welcome back. Today we will discuss about routing with React Router in this training series. We will be covering what is React Router, how to define the routes in React, how to handle the routes, how to pass the parameters in already handled routes, nesting of the routes, as well as we will also talk about code splitting, which is also known as lazy loading. React routing is basically allows to develop a single page application. In single page application, we render a website that re-renders its content in response to navigate the actions. And it does not make the same request to the server to fetch the new HTML again. Single page application introduce some features where we navigate through the actions such as clicking a link, but at the same moment the page will not re-render again and again. Only the contents will be partially viewed onto the same page, or a home link or a home route as well. React routing allows us to develop such single page applications where the browser should change the URL when you navigate or click over a link, but page will not reload again. In this case, the application will construct or reconstruct the same view with the re-rendering rather than navigating from one page to another page. In React routing, we basically require three packages which are compressed into one npm installation, which is React Router DOM. In this React Router DOM package, we have three further implementations respect to the requirement. React Router DOM is basically a version of React Router v4 for the web application that is further divided into three categories: React Router DOM, and React Router Native. React Router is basically consists some common core components that allows us to communicate between DOM and native versions for core routing components. React Router DOM comprises the routing API for the browsers or web applications, and the React Router Native comprises of routing API for React Native mobile applications. Basically, React Router hosts some core components for routing in React application. For that purpose, we need to install the React Router DOM. And to enable this React routing, we require this package to be installed in our application using npm. Further that, we need to understand how to install this package. I already have this React application where I have this app.js where I'm simply rendering H2 routing example. To enable the routing in this application, we require the React Router DOM package. We will simply run the commands to install the package React Router DOM. To keep this dependency in package.jsn, we require save flag as well. So whenever you install any component or a package using save flag, it keeps the entry of that dependency in your package.json for further implementation. Tomorrow, if you wish to delete the node modules and keep the dependencies again in the project folder, you can use the dependencies object from package.json. Once this React Router DOM is successfully executed or installed in our application, we need to run our application once. I just would like to show you what is the output as of now we have in this app.js or app component. Further that, how we can configure the routes. Configuring the routings in React application is actually implementing or enabling the single page application or vice versa. Because until you are not configuring the routes in your application, you could not create a single page application. To enable the routes in our application, as of now I am having this app component. I am supposed to create three components, stateless components in the same file. One stateless component is with the name of home, another stateless component with the name of about, and the third stateless component with the name of contact. In this home component, I am simply rendering a message home page. In about component, I am simply rendering about page. Respectively, in contact component, I am simply rendering contact page. Afterwards, I just need to go to this app component and I need to enable the routes. So I am going to remove this div which is simply rendering the routing example in H2 heading. To enable the routings in your application, you require the further implementation of the React router type or a category. In React router, we have the further categories to enable the routes. The first is browser router and the second is hash router. Browser router uses the HTML5 history API to render the component. If you are using a dynamic server that handles the dynamic URL, then you need to use the browser router component. In browser router component, we write a URL like the domain name followed by the route name. Second is the hash router. In hash router, it uses the hash in the URL to render the output or a component. If you are using a server that only serves the static files, then a hash router component is what to be used in this case. In hash router, the URL looks like the domain name followed by hash and then followed by the route. In React router components, as discussed, three components required when working with the React router. Browser router, which is usually aliased as a router that wraps all your routes in the component. The second is a link component that are used to generate the links to your routes or the navigations as well. And the third is a route, which is most important component that takes many properties inside it. These components are responsible for showing or hiding the components what they contain. So in our application, we will prefer the browser router in the first case, where we first need to import, as we already install the package React Router DOM. Out of that React Router DOM, we want a browser router category. We will give a alias name to this browser router as router. So whenever we are using router, it means we are implementing the browser router. Afterwards, in our app component, which is a stateful component already, we will configure the router, browser router. Inside that, we will define some routes. We will create the first route component. We will keep them self-enclosed. We further have some properties of the route component while defining the routes. The first property is the URL, the second is the path, the third is the exact, and the fourth is the params, depending upon the requirement. So first we need to define the path. With the name of that, the route name has to be decided. So I suggest to create the first route with the path /. It means when my application will render for the very first time, this route will be rendered. Afterwards, we just need to render the component that by default has to be rendered when I run my application. We have three components in this same file: home, about, and contact. You can also keep them separated in different files when they have a lot of rendering component in that. I would like to render the default home component when my application runs by default. The second render which I want is when someone will look for the route / home, then which component has to be rendered is about. Post that, we also have one more component which is contact. This has to be home. In the second case, when I look forward for about, route, then the about component has to be rendered that we have created just before this app component. And the third route is the contact route. So when someone will look for the contact route, the contact component will be rendered. It is simply saying that route is not defined in our imports. Route component exists in the same package React Router DOM but /route, and just you need to import the route component never to be wrapped inside the curly braces. So we will simply write down the route from React Router DOM. Just simply save this and render this over your React application. You can see that by default the home component is rendering where the home page gets returned from the JSX. When you will look for the about, it will render the about page, but you can see that it is also rendering the JSX that returns from the home component. And simply when you say contact rather than about, it will render home, which is a default route, along with the contact page. In this case, what you have to do is, in the route component, as I discussed, we have further many properties to be associated. The first property is the path property. The path property is of type string always. It holds the name of the path to be matched when my application gets rendered with this. The second property is the render. You can also replace it with the component that holds the name of the component to be rendered if there is a match with this path. And the third property which we need to write down now is the exact. The exact property tells the route to be executely match the path as an inclusive and exclusive routing. So this home component will be only rendered when the exact / means default route has to be matched. So now you can see that if I am rendering the contact, only the contact page JSX gets returned. If I am writing the about JSX gets returned, or the component return the HTML with JSX. And when I'm not writing anything, the home component gets rendered. And when I'm simply writing the home, also the home component gets rendered. This is how the router component works in our routing configuration in React, where we further need to be implement with so many things, passing out the parameters, working with some match, working with some implementations of the properties along with the route, and so many further things to be implemented in our upcoming series. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you so much, guys. Hello guys, welcome back. This is the continuation series of routing with React Router. In the previous demonstration, we have executed a basic execution of the routing configuration where we had three stateless components: home, about, and contact. And we have configured the routing using browser router, where we simply specified some properties of the route component, which is path, exact and render, to navigate from one route to the another route. In this series, we will talk about link property of the routing, where we need to create some navigations from navigating from one component or a route to the another component as a link. Just inside the router, I'm supposed to create one more div where I'll define a link just like an anchor link looks like, which is also, this has to be a container tag in the React. This has a property 2 where we write down to which particular route we need to navigate when I click over this text. For example, I write here 4 links: home, about, home, about or contact. Or we can skip this default has to be navigated. When I run my application or when I pass the slash, then home component has to be rendered. When I pass slash about, then I click over about text, then I need to navigate to the about route. And when I click over a contact link, then I need to click or navigate to the contact route. So in this case, when I run my application, I can see that link is not defined because link also exists in our React Router DOM, which is another sort of component which is available in our repository of React Router DOM. When I get this link, I can see that the 3 links are created: home, about and contact. I can separate them with the slash or any bootstrap or anything that you would like to design your application. So I'll divide them by one pipeline: home, about and contact. When I click over home, I'm already over a home page because that's my default route. When I click over about, I'm navigating from default route to the about route. When I'm going to click over a contact, I'm navigating to the contact route from the about. You can see that this is a reload button. It never to be reload my entire application when I navigate from the one route to the another route. That's called somehow the single page application. As what I discussed, what is single page application? A website that re-renders its content in response to the navigation actions or clicking on a link without making a request to the server to fetch the new HTML every time. So when I click over a home, I'm navigating to the default route, about route, as well as the contact route. Thus, this link component takes 2 property which tells React Router the destination to navigate to. This is a replacement of anchor links to create the navigation elements, which basically enables the users to navigate from different pages of React application. But unlike anchors, which reloads the whole page, links only reloads the portion of the UI that matches the browser location path with the mentioned routes as well. I hope you understand how links work. We can further replace them with some nav links as well, which is a subclass of link in the continuation series of this React routing. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you so much. Hello guys, welcome back. In this continuation series of React routing, we need to discuss further implementation of how to navigate from one route to another route. In our previous demonstration, we have navigated from one route to another route using link. In this session, we will talk about nav links, which is a subclass of link. What is the actual difference between nav link and link? Nav link is a subclass which adds some styling information to the rendered element as well, just like a CSS that has to be rendered. Such as in React Router DOM, we can use nav link and we will replace the link component with the nav link. We will replace all the three links with the nav link. Post that, we will not change this to property because we don't have to change the route. We just need to change the styling information. So once I replace this link with the nav link, I will keep some active styles. We have a property active style, and you can also create a separate CSS and you can link over here. As of now, I am directly writing down that the color of the style or a text should be looks in a green color. I'll keep them into the annotated expressions because this is for styling, because we are writing as an inline style and the outer is for expression. Similarly, I'll write the active link or an active style for all the three nav links, and I'll keep the same color for all. Color green, and I'll keep the green color for add on some styling information to all the three links as it is. Afterwards, when I navigate my application, you can see that my current link is the home link, which is already green in color. When I click over about, which also comes green in color, that's a nav link. And when I navigate from the another route from about, the contact looks in green color. Home is somehow looking in green color because that's a default route. You can also make some more modifications to your nav links to keep changing the home color as well as we navigate from one route to another route. But somehow when we need to navigate and we need to change the styling information to the rendered element, we talk about the nav link, which is also a subclass of link. Further, we will talk about how to pass the parameters in React Router in the continuation series. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you so much. Hello guys, welcome back. This is the continuation series of routing with React Router. In this session, we will talk about how to handle the route parameters or understanding the React Router URL with parameters. URL parameters are basically to set some dynamic values in a page URL to be appended. Usually there are some variables which are part of the path name used to pass some information between different routes of an application. So how do we capture these variables and pass them to components, we will understand in this session. This allows us with some dynamic changes to the path, and this is a small demonstration how we can match the URL parameters in our component. Let's understand this practically. This is my application that we have discussed till the last discussion. We have three stateless components: home, about, and contact. We have navigated them with the nav link with the 4 route to be decided, which is a default route, home, about, and contact. Further that, I am going to create one more route. In this route, we will be requiring one more component. I keep this name as user. In this user component, I will return the JSX. As of now, I am returning user page. I'll add this into my routes, that when someone will route to the path /user, then it will render to the user component. And also I'm keeping a link over here, that nav link to when someone will navigate to the /user route, I'll keep the active style same for this route as well, where color is somehow green. You can keep the different colors of different navigation as well, and this is a text that appear to the end user. I'll just keep here user detail. So when I navigate, I'm having one more link. When I click over this user detail, I can get this user page and I'm navigating to the user component. I want that when I am navigating to the user component, I'll pass the route parameter to be append into my path. I'll keep this name as username. Afterwards, I'm not taking any dynamic values to be append into my path. So as of now, I am passing the name, static name John. Now when you will try to navigate to this component, how you are handling this route parameter is, just go to the user component. When you have any parameters to be passed to your components while the composition of React routing, we have a match, and here if I would like to print this name, I'll simply say p paragraph hello, and I'll keep this match dot params. We can pass more than one parameter, so we have a params array in which my properties are associated. The name of the property that you are using here, username, exactly will store into this params array. So I'll pass this over here, match.params.username. After that, I just keep the two exclaims. So when I am going to click over a user detail, this John is append with the static values, and I'm supposed to print hello John into my JSX that returned by my user component. This is something how we manage the routing parameters in React and how to portion the URL to match with component with some dynamic values. In our further implementations, we will also talk about some login and logout states along with some code splitting patterns as well. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you so much, guys.